Well, hey there, and welcome to Board to Learn, a channel dedicated to helping you learn how to play your new games faster. My name is Kent, and today we'll be looking at Harmonies, a 1 to 4 player habitat building game designed by Johan Benvenuto, illustrated by Maeva Da Silva, published by Libellud, and distributed by Asmodee. So let's head over to the table and we'll get started. In Harmonies, you'll shape beautiful landscapes by arranging colored tokens to design habitats for your animals. The more thoughtfully you place those habitats and welcome animals into them, the more points you'll earn and the closer you'll be to victory. To set up, start by placing the central board in the middle of the table. Make sure to use the 2 to 4 player side. It's the side with 5 circles on it. Next, put all the landscape tokens into the cloth bag and give it a good shake. Draw 3 tokens randomly and place them on each of the 5 circles on the central board. Then shuffle the animal cards. They are the ones with the brown back. Draw 5 and place them face up in a row. Put the rest to the side, face down to form a draw pile. Place the orange cubes in a pile within reach of all players. I'm using an organizer that I purchased separately, but you can use whatever you like. Now each player takes a player board and reminder card. Everyone must use the same side of the board. For your first few games, it is recommended to use the brown side, which we'll be using in this video. The first player is the last person who saw a magnificent landscape, or just choose randomly. Turn the central board's arrow to point toward them. And that's the setup. Now let's get to shaping our landscapes. Starting with the first player, and going clockwise, each player will take a turn performing the following 3 actions in any order. Take and place tokens, this is mandatory. Take 1 animal card, this is optional. Place animal cubes, this is also optional, but can be performed multiple times during your turn. Let's walk through each one, starting with the mandatory action of taking and placing tokens. On your turn, you will take 3 tokens from one of the 5 circles on the central board and place them on your player board. Once you have placed your tokens and finished your turn, the tokens cannot be moved, so there are some placement rules that need to be followed, as well as scoring criteria that you should understand for the end of the game. Have your reminder card handy for this part, and refer to it often throughout the game. We'll start from the top. Green tokens are trees. You can place them on the board or on top of 1 or 2 brown tokens. Trees score based on their height. 1 tall equals 1 point, 2 tall, 3 points, 3 tall, 7 points. Be careful when planning out your trees and how tall you want them. You can't place a green on green or brown on green, and there needs to be a green token on top of the stack in order for the tree to be complete and score points. Gray tokens are mountains. You can place them on the board, and they can stack on top of each other up to 3 high, but only on other gray tokens. Mountains also score based on height, scoring the same way as trees. However, mountains only score if they are adjacent to other mountains. Yellow tokens are fields. Fields can be placed on the board, but can never stack or be stacked on. Fields must be in groups of 2 or more adjacent yellow tokens to score. Each group scores 5 points. A group of 4 still scores just 5 points. So to maximize points, try making smaller, separate fields. Blue tokens are water. Water is placed on the board, and when placed in a continuous line, it creates a river. The more tokens in your river, the more points you score. A river of 6 equals 15 points. For every token beyond 6, add 4 points each. It is important to note, rivers are scored by their shortest path. Too many adjacent blue tokens might break your continuous line, and you will miss out on valuable points. Red tokens are buildings. To complete a building, you must place a red token on top of another red, brown, or gray token. Buildings score 5 points if they are adjacent to 3 or more unique colors. Fewer than that, and they don't score any points. Brown tokens don't score on their own, but are essential for stacking and enabling other scoring opportunities. After placing your tokens and finishing your turn, refill the empty circle on the central board by drawing 3 new tokens from the bag. The next action is to take an animal card. To do this, choose one of the 5 face-up animal cards and place it above your player board in one of the 4 spaces marked by paw icons. Each player can only have 4 active animal cards. Take orange cubes from the supply and place them on the card in the squares along the right side of the card, not on your board yet. These represent animals waiting to be placed. Then draw a new animal card from the deck to replace the one you took. Now, how do you actually place the animal cubes? That's where the animal card's pattern comes in. Each card shows a habitat pattern that must be formed with your tokens. Once you build that pattern on your board, you can remove the bottommost orange cube from the card and place it on the correct token on your player board. The token it goes on is indicated on the card's habitat pattern. That's where the animal now lives. It is important to note the orientation of the pattern can be in any direction as long as the pattern is correct. If there are any trees or mountains in the pattern, they also must be the correct height as indicated on the card. Another important thing to understand, a single token can be part of multiple habitats, but each token can only hold 1 animal cube on it. Also, once the animal cube is placed, you can no longer stack tokens above it. So plan out your token placement carefully. Once all cubes are removed from a card, that card is now complete and is moved aside, making room for a new one. Those are the 3 actions you can take during your turn. Remember, they can be taken in any order. I personally like to choose an animal card first. It helps me decide which tokens to focus on collecting. If you find that while you're placing tokens you can place an animal cube, go ahead and place it before continuing on. Try and make the most out of each turn. The end of the game is triggered when either the bag is empty when trying to refill the central board, or a player has 2 or fewer open spaces on their player board at the end of their turn. When either of these happen, complete the current round so all players have had the same number of turns. Then tally points on the provided scorecard. On the left side, you will record the score for each of the 5 colors on your player board. Refer to your reference card for a reminder of what each color is worth. On the right side, you will score your animal cards. For completed cards, record the top number on the card. For unfinished animal cards, score the highest point value that was completed, indicated by the missing orange cubes. The player with the most points wins. If there's a tie, the player who has placed the most animal cubes wins. Still tied? Share the victory. When you feel more comfortable with the game, you can try the blue side of the board. You'll notice on the reminder card that the only difference is how you score the blue tokens. Instead of rivers, blue tokens now separate your board into islands. Each island or group of spaces cut off by water scores 5 points. You can also try the spirit animal cards. They have a tan back and they function like the animal cards. To set up Nature's Spirit, at the start of the game, shuffle the cards and deal 2 to each player. Then give each player a clear cube. At the start of your first turn, choose one of the 2 spirit cards you were dealt. Place it above your board and add the clear cube to the card. This replaces your animal card draw for that turn and takes up a card space until the card is complete. At the end of the game, the spirit cards add another way to score your color tokens, but are scored separately on the right side of the scorecard with the animal cards. And that's how to play Harmonies. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to learn more great games. Turn that bell on to get notified of my latest videos. And if you have any questions or want to let me know how your first playthrough went, drop a comment and I'll do my best to respond. And remember, it's not just how you play, it's how much fun you have. See you next time on Board to Learn.